Welcome back to Politics Today. Well, the topic on the plate tonight is Rivers rerun election controversies, the conduct and the security situation. You can join the conversation on Twitter at Pt.3 Politics. The hashtag to track the discussion is hashtag Politics Today and hashtag Rivers Rerun. Well, interesting how events are playing up in Rivers State. Our political team has been on ground and Channels Television is keeping you up to date. So many questions are rising and the wait continues. INEC suspended elections in 8 local government areas of the state, and some results came in today from 1 federal constituency and 9 state constituencies. Well, out of the 9 state constituencies, the People's Democratic Party came out victorious in 8 of those constituencies, and the All Progressives Congress candidate emerged victorious in 1 constituency. And also another intrigue has arisen just this evening. The leaders of the All Progressives Congress are calling for a total cancellation of the election, saying it falls below the standard of conduct of elections globally. Well, the Independent National Electoral Commission is yet to respond to the calls for cancellation, but there's been claims and counterclaims, accusations, allegations being thrown about by all parties involved. Well, the military has, some have alleged that the military shouldn't have been involved in the conduct of the elections, and they say some also say that it led to voter apathy. Well, some blame the challenges on INEC not being adequately prepared for the election, in as much as they had over 2 months, or about 2 months, to get ready for this particular rerun election. Well, to shed more light and also bring in another perspective on the topic is a legal practitioner. He joins us from our Abuja studios, Isaac Anumbudu. Thank you very much for being part of the program. Mr. Isaac, thank you very much for being part of the program. Well, some say the soul of Rivers is up for grabs. So we're actually going to listen to a soundbite where an election observer said that Rivers State is up for sale, that the soul of Rivers is up for sale, and that the people who are running for this public seats are actually not interested in the people they seek to govern, but they only pursue selfish ambition. How do you respond to this, Mr. Numudu? If you can hear me, Mr. Numudu, I'll ask you once again.
Yes, please.
No, go ahead.
Yes.
The question is, so much violence. Rivers State has had a reputation for violence over the course of the past years, and this last election was no different when it comes to violence. And some allege that this is because the people who seek to occupy public offices are only interested in themselves and not the people they seek to govern.
In a sense, there is some truth in that assertion, because if actually the altruistic motive of a political actor or gladiator is the pursuit of the interest of the masses, the wanton resort to destruction of lives and properties in the quest for political power will not be the case as it is today. But the event that has occurred in Rivers State in particular, the last weekend, leaves very much to be desired and should urgently provoke the interest of every well-meaning Nigerian, particularly those who have watched Nigeria evolve in its democratic experience from the June 12, 1993 scenario up until now. you will see that so much sacrifices have been made to ensure that Nigeria attains a stable democratic polity. And to have a situation where an election has been scheduled for months, and it happens to be an isolated event where INEC had the responsibility to conduct election only in one state, and they had the opportunity of marshalling all its paraphernalia, all its logistics, all its infrastructure. You had reiterated about the deployment of over 6,000 policemen with 3 commissioners of police, ostensibly meaning 1 commissioner per senatorial district, and then headed by the AIG Bolanta from Zone 9 Calabar, and then you had the DIG who was even supervising all of that. That suggests that there was enough time for deployment of manpower and other logistic resources to ensure a hitch-free election.
In other words, Mr. Nmodu,
for the situation to have so degenerated to the point, yes.
Mr. Nmodu, in other words, do you finger INEC as being a key player in the challenges that were, some of the challenges that were experienced during the elections?
Yes, it will be very difficult, with all due respect to the electoral umpire, it will be very difficult to absolve INEC of responsibility, of complicity in the mayhem that became the last Rivers election.
How so?
You will notice that the reason why Rivers State has become like a flashpoint politically in recent times is because of the high level of political enlightenment of the people. The Rivers people are not ordinarily violent people. They are peace-loving people, as I know them to be. So what you see is their reaction to an attempt to muzzle out their mandate. So if the umpire had ensured a fair play, a fair playing ground, I think that itself would have made unnecessary some of the resort to self-help and violence that took place.
Mr. Nmodu, let me come in here. When you say...
I have read, I am not believing any of the allegations because you know there are allegations and counter-allegations from the APC and PDP. But you see the allegations exist that photocopies of electoral materials were issued out, leading to disagreements and scuffles.
Just a moment, Mr. Nmodu. When you say fair play, just a moment.
In order very urgently to avoid this kind of situation.
Mr. Nmodu, just a moment. When you say fair playing ground by the electoral umpire, what do you mean?
Yes, what I mean is if the allegations being bandied around the Port Harcourt River State scenario is correct, that and that has been confirmed by my learned friend, whom I have a lot of respect for, but who happens to be the Director of Voter Education of INEC. He confirmed this morning that actually a situation existed where INEC issued photocopy of ballot papers and result sheets, which some of the political actors objected to, warranting the resident electoral commissioner to opt or offer to countersign to authenticate them. Why should we be found in that kind of mess? Why should we be authenticating electoral material at the last minute? What was the big deal? Why was it difficult for INEC to bring original copies of these materials ab initio? If you wanted to give them any disparity and security marking, you could do that in original form.
All right, Mr. Nmodu.
By photocopy.
All right.
And if you needed to authenticate, why didn't you take all the parties into confidence and do that to avoid the crisis of confidence that ensued eventually? So
okay, finally, Mr. Nmodu.
And then this issue of the military.
Finally, Mr. Nmodu. Okay, we've lost Mr. Nmodu there. Oh, well, that's it. The Rivers rerun election, the suspension by the electoral umpire of elections in 8 local government areas. The wait continues. Some results have come in. Some of the results are yet to be, well, INEC has actually stayed action on the constituencies and senatorial districts where the results had not been compiled. Well, thank you very much for being part of the show. On behalf of myself, Iman Amawa, and the entire crew, thank you for staying with us. Bye for now.